we're going to apply the principles from the previous video of what do you do when you multiply exponentials and when you raise exponentials to a power. We're going to apply that to scientific notation. So in a previous video, we talked about what is scientific notation. It was a way of taking a very big number and making it more compact on your piece of paper. So here we've got two numbers in scientific notation, and what we want to do is multiply them together. Now you can do this with a calculator, and in a future video, I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can solve this with your scientific calculator, but you can also do it without using a calculator. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to multiply these two numbers together. So 3.5 times 2 is going to be 7. And then we're going to times 10, and we're going to multiply these two numbers together. So this is an exponential, and this is an exponential, but when you multiply exponentials together, you have to add the exponents together. So 2 plus -5 is going to be -3. So you didn't even have to use a fancy calculator in order to solve that problem. Okay, for our next one, we want to do a division. So here's two numbers written in scientific notation, and we want to divide them. So again, we're going to divide the first two numbers here. So 12 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 2. Times 10. And now when we divide exponentials, we have to subtract the exponents. So this is going to be a 5 minus a -2. And so remember that the two negatives cancel each other. So this is going to be 5 plus 2, which is going to be 7. So 2 times 10 to the 7th power. Okay, then in our third example, now we want to take a number in scientific notation, and we're going to take the square root of it because we're raising it to the 1/2 power. So we're going to take the square root. So just like we were able to multiply these two numbers together and how we were able to divide these two numbers, we can take this number and take the square root of it. So the square root of 25 is going to be 5 times 10. Okay, now we need to take 10 to the 4th, and then it's going to be raised to the 1/2 power, because that's what a square root means. And when we take an exponential and raise it to a power, this time we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply 4 times 1/2, and then that's going to be equal to 2. Now we do run into a problem, however, if this thing had been, let's say, a 3. Okay, then this particular technique is not going to work because you'd end up with 10 to the 1.5 power, and that's not in your typical scientific notation. But you can do it if you had to. So anyway, this then is our final result. Okay. So now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how to rearrange formulas for a particular letter.